Well, we're back with another Facebook live stream. I am out in Southern California. Coach Turhan Berne is in Atlanta, and Coach T, we're happy to have you.
Hey, pleasure being here.
It's nice to see your face. I've missed you.
Yeah, miss you too. You're
So,
always one of the shining lights in Atlanta.
oh, that's sweet. That's really sweet. Well, one of the reasons I wanted to do this today is because there's lots of crazy stuff going on in the world, we know, but the Georgia governor announced that Georgia is going to be reopening slowly but surely starting tomorrow, actually. And I've gotten notice that some local clubs in Atlanta are starting to reopen for, in a variety of manners, some just with singles matches, some with private lessons, some full on groups and doubles and whatever. And you run a very successful series of tournaments in and around Atlanta. And I'd love to get your take on what this COVID-19 shutdown has done to your business, how you've compensated for that, and what your plans are to come back once junior tennis is back running.
Oh yeah. What has it done to my tournament business? Put it on hold.
Sure.
Yeah, put it on hold for sure. Um, how am I surviving? Well, you have to have something set aside. Um, which I had. So able to survive. Like I think like everyone else, I work at Lifetime as well. In addition to running the tournament, so they paid us for a little while till everyone was put on what you call that, furlough.
Furloughed. Yep.
Furlough. Yeah,
Yep.
furloughed right now. But we may be able to go back next week. I heard since they're
Yeah,
opening up.
Monday, right?
Yeah,
They're opening the gyms.
yeah, Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like you said, a lot of places are opening up slowly. So that's what I think is going to happen with everything else. As far as tournaments are concerned, we can't run a tournament until first it was April, not before April 20th. Now it's not before May the 31st.
Okay. So
So
at
yeah,
least another month.
yeah. So the Peach State, which would have started on May the 23rd, is going to have to be rescheduled. So we're actually going to have discussions about that tomorrow.
Okay. And just for those who aren't in Georgia, Peach State is the Georgia qualifier to the Southern Closed Tournament, which is
Well,
the qualifier to the National Hard Courts.
well, not quite. They changed that
Oh.
probably in 2016, where it's not a qualifying event anymore.
Oh, okay. My mistake. Okay,
Yeah,
clarify
yeah,
that for us then.
yeah. So they just changed that. So the Peach Day is actually it's a state tournament. So it's a Georgia level one, Southern level two, and
Gotcha.
but they wanted that event to be about the biggest junior event. It's the biggest junior event in Georgia, and Georgia helped out with it, USA Georgia, and we have a good time. But yeah, so it's not a qualifying event, so it's very easy to reschedule it.
Gotcha. And what are you hearing about like the Southerns?
No, I haven't. I haven't heard much. Um, I know the Southerns was scheduled to start on June the 6th, and no one would be playing prior to May the 31st. So I don't know if they're gonna delay Southerns a little bit, maybe a week or so, but I haven't heard anything officially.
Okay. I mean, it's interesting. I had a chat this morning with the Tucker Tennis Academy in Oklahoma, and we were talking about what's going to happen to these kids who, hopefully they're maintaining their fitness level during this time of shutdown. Hopefully they're doing some work with their coaches in terms of tactical and mental training and all that. But obviously, not being able to be on the court and compete, their competitive muscle might be weak when they come back out. And so, do you have plans in terms of One Love events and things that you're going to put on in the coming months? Or What are you thinking?
Yeah, well, I mean, everything is basically up in the air because you don't know when we will be able to start. Number one. Number two, you don't know what capacity. Um, for instance, a lot of my tournaments have doubles. The USTA may announce that for a while no doubles, just singles events.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of difficult to plan. Um, to figure out. It's just basically I'm just in a wait and see mode.
Have you talked to any of the other tournament directors in the area or around the country?
Actually, have not. No, actually, I'm like actually taking a sabbatical.
We just lost you there for a second, but you're back.
Yeah, it's like I'm on. It's like I'm on a sabbatical, and I've been reading a lot, doing a lot of online USPTA, different videos, different seminars and webinars. So yeah, I haven't talked to anyone because I think this is sort of like unknown territory for everybody.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you can even like with the peach state with rescheduling that event. Like Alta canceled the spring season, so I don't know if Alta is going to cancel the summer season. Alta's trying not to. If
And Alta's a huge league that takes place in the Metro Atlanta area. For those of you not familiar, it's the Atlanta Lawn Tennis Association.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So if the summer league is canceled, then potentially I can probably secure a date during the summer for the peach state. If not, we're looking at November.
Wow. Okay. And I mean, I've asked coaches this, but I'm going to ask you as a tournament director this too. Is there something that tennis families can do to support you through this time? Because obviously you rely on income through hosting these events, and the events aren't happening.
Right.
So
Right.
is there a way for people, even I'm thinking to maybe prepay entry fees or do something to help you have some sort of revenue stream until we're back up and running?
Yeah, I know with me, I feel that everyone is probably in the same boat. Well, not in the same boat. Financially, you got people at different levels,
Sure.
but I'm just waiting and biding my time, and hopeful that by May, the end of May, or by the middle of May, we should have some answers as to if we could do something in June or if we're going to have to wait later. I think if we have to wait later than that, then we will then we got to stop and then I would have to stop and think. What would I? What would I do?
Right. I mean, if Lifetime reopens next week, then presumably you'll be back to work there in some capacity, I would hope, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. I would have to I probably have to teach more tennis lessons. I wasn't teaching as many, but private lessons.
Yeah.
Because interestingly enough, you know, on a tennis court, I mean, you stay. I did one lesson probably last Monday, and that's only one I've done for the whole time. My parents called me, and for the whole time, I picked up all the tennis balls. The girl I was teaching, she didn't touch one ball, so it was just her racket touching the ball, and we stayed probably 20 feet, 30 feet away,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think the slow move into teaching tennis is going to be just a lot of one-on-one lessons, and probably not teaching working on too many serves because you have to get a little too close.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. I mean, there's so much to take into account, and there's so many unknowns still around this virus. And I feel like every day we get more information about symptoms and how it's transmitted and how long it lasts on surfaces and things like that. And I think that's, for me, that's what's caused me the most, I won't say anxiety because I don't feel anxious over it, but just discomfort about doing anything that requires me to be outside my home. I'm lucky I have this beautiful area to sit in and
Right.
can be out in the sunshine, but I'm staying very close to home. And I don't know, I think it's going to be a while before we're back to normal, but I want to just make sure that people like you, Coach T, are supported through all of this, and that, your compatriots in the tournament director world are supported through all of this, so that you're positioned to come back and offer these great events for our kids.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely.
So, I mean, so your call tomorrow is with whom?
Just a couple of people on the junior comp committee,
For
and
Georgia or for
not Georgia, and the Georgia, even the Eva Marie from Georgia, and Maria from Southern.
on it? And
Just
just talking about.
talking about rescheduling the Peach State,
Mhm.
and just throwing some ideas out.
Do you expect that the tournament formats are going to change when we first start back? I mean, you mentioned not offering doubles, but beyond that, do you think there are going to be some other changes? I mean, I've seen things thrown around like, obviously eliminating the handshakes and how the tournament desks are going to be set up and things like that. Are these all the things that y'all are going to be talking about tomorrow?
No, our primary reason for meeting tomorrow is to talk about that Peach State. That's number one, and we may talk about some other things like that. Um, yeah, as far as and I think with formats and all of that, that's from the top down,
Mm-hmm.
from like the USTA, Southern, the Georgia office. I'm on the junior comp committee, so I'm sure we'll have some input on formats and things like that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, some of the stuff I'm hearing is that, they're going to do 1-day events, that the events are going to be strictly local so that people don't have to deal with getting on a plane or staying in a hotel, that they can go home to their own space at night and, have meals at home and things like that to prevent being out in public too much or being in an environment that is a little risky or a lot risky, depending on your point of view. But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, if there's anything that we at Parenting Aces can do to help support you and your colleagues through this, I hope you'll reach out, because I know the families out there are anxious to get their kids back out on the courts. The kids themselves are anxious to get back out on the courts. And we just want to make sure that there are some great events there for them when things open back up. And One Love is right at the top of that list. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we had a lot planned for that Peach State. I had one of the best DJs in the country, a guy named DJ Baby Drew, was prepared to. We are gonna have the baddest players party on Friday, on May the 22nd. So we're gonna have to change that, and hopefully when we reschedule the event, he's still available.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be fun for the kids. You always do such a great job, making sure that the kids are taken care of and that the parents are well informed and all that. So I'm sure you'll figure out how to make it awesome when
Oh,
it's
yeah,
time to
yeah,
open back up.
yeah, yeah. We that's the plan. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, anything else we need to know about what's going on with tennis in Atlanta?
Tennis in Atlanta. Yeah, like you and I talked about earlier. Um, I think different facilities are opening up at different rates, in different capacities. What else? What else is going on in Atlanta? I mean, that's about it. I think a lot of people are just online doing stuff. There's a guy named Ryan Reddy. He has a website called 2 Minute Tennis, and he does a lot of online stuff, and he does a lot of stroke analysis, and people send him videos,
Oh,
and
cool.
yeah, he analyzes it, sends you back a video, and blah, and does that kind of stuff. And I took a course with him last night, me and about 7 other people. So it's pretty
Nice.
good. Like 3 hours. Start at 9:30. We didn't finish about 1 o'clock.
Oh my goodness.
He has a lot of energy, and does a real good job in stroke analysis. So I'm actually trying to get him, see if I can get him to present for the Georgia Professional Tennis Association.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's a
that'd be
good.
awesome.
Someone from Singapore may send you a video and pay you to analyze it. So that's the way to make some extra money.
Yeah, no, that's great. And we touched on that a little bit with Trent this morning as well. They do something similar at their academy, but I think, there are a lot of really cool online resources right now. One of the things we've done at parentingaces.com is put together just a page with a bunch of different resources where people can click and get information on tennis at home, and the hashtag tennis at home trends on Twitter every day or every other day or so. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of information out there. USTA is doing these weekly webinars on Mondays, which I know the one coming up this coming Monday is going to be for tennis parents. So hopefully everybody will sign up for that. That'll be a good one. But we're thinking about you, Coach T, and just waiting eagerly for the tournaments to open back up and for the kids to be able to get back out there and you to be able to do your thing.
Oh yeah, run some tennis tournaments. This was going to be a big year. I had a lot of not just junior events. I had a good amount of adult events as well.
Well, I know you do like some opens and things like that. You get some of the college kids back playing for a little bit of money in the summers and all
Oh
that.
yeah,
It's
yeah. So we had a lot of plans, but hey, it won't dampen our spirit. It's still, like I told you, I'm an optimist, so I figure it's gonna all work out.
absolutely. Well, hang in there, Coach. Thanks for chatting with us.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Sure. Take care, and I look forward to talking with you again soon.
Okay, perfect.
Bye bye.
All right, bye.